In project number 2, you'll be designing and doing a content analysis. In that assignment, you'll see that you need to create a data collection form and a codebook. I'll talk now about what those mean. When you do a content analysis, you're analyzing many of something, many TV shows, or many ads, or many books. A data collection form, also called a recording sheet, is a chart or table that lets you easily write down your observations as you perform your research, instead of having to take pages and pages of notes. You'll find one example of a recording sheet in Chapter 11 in the textbook. I'll give another example. Let's consider the following research project. Media scholars have argued that for many decades, the ads in women's magazines depicted women in patronizing ways. The advertisements often showed women in sexualized ways, and they showed women almost always in domestic settings, almost always at home, rarely in professional settings. We want to do a sample research project to see if that is true today. To do that, we might look at advertisements from current women's magazines. To alleviate the need to take pages and pages of notes, we would develop a data collection form to help us, and it might look something like this. Here is a table with several columns. For each column, we have a different advertisement. So as we go through different ads, we can easily fill out the page number for each ad, the product, let's say Crest toothpaste, that's being advertised in the ad, and then we have several other columns here to help us determine how women are depicted. Now we have code numbers here to help us save time instead of writing in, this is how many women and men were in the ad. This is whether or not they were sexualized. Instead we use codes. But what do those codes mean? For that we need a code book, and it might look like this. This tells us for each column what are the numerical codes that we may put in as we're doing our observations. Column 1 will simply put the page number that we find the ad on. Column 2 will list the product, like Crest toothpaste. In column 3, we'll record the number of people in the ad using these codes. If there's one woman and no men, we'll put a code of 1, and so forth. In column 4, here is where we will record if we think the women in the ad are shown in a sexualized way. And we'll put a code of 1 if they are, and 2 if they're not. We'll put a 9 if there's something else going on, maybe if women aren't there at all. And in column 5, we will record the setting. If women are shown in a home setting, domestic, we'll put a 1. If a professional setting, we'll put a 2. If both, we'll put a 3, and anything else, we'll put a 9. Let's go back and see how that will work on our data collection form itself. Once we look through all of the ads and fill in all of the boxes in this table, we'll have a full set of data from which we can draw conclusions about how women are depicted in advertisements today. And it will all be in this very compact table right here. Here are the codes for sexualized. Remember from our code book that 1 means women are sexualized, 2 means they are not. Without even writing down many words, we'll be able to look at this form once it's filled in, and if we see a lot of 1s in this column, we'll know women are often portrayed in a sexualized way in current ads, but if we see many 2s, they're not. And we can do something else similarly in this column for the setting. So this is how a data collection form and codebook work. The codebook explains what the codes are, and that will help anyone else who is looking at your research understand as well. The data collection form is this chart, and it will look different for every content analysis research project because it's the researcher's responsibility, and that's you for your project, it's the researcher's responsibility to develop a table or chart that works for their particular research project.